Hi, it's Brittany from the Empurrium. Welcome back to my channel. Today is another video for the Marathon Society, and we are making the Unagi asymmetrical clutch from Sincerely Jen Patterns. It's really cute. It's fun. It was so quick to make that I have the cutting and sewing in this video, and it's still under the hour for the marathon guidelines, so that's a positive. I think that I would make a batch of these for like one of my shows. It was fun, and it's different. It's not like your normal, just straightforward zipper pouch or clutch. It's cute. So I used this Cat Faye pastel print that is running in my current pre-order. I used my sublimation fabric for it. I used water resistant canvas from More Me Know, and a layer of Profuse on this, and I think it's a nice thickness. It wasn't too much, but it doesn't feel flimsy either. So just used a grommet and a gate ring. I did leave off the rivets that there's a placement guide for in the pattern. I just didn't want to put it like right through a cat's head or something. There are 3 sizes, a small, a medium, a large, and this is the medium, and I like it so much. So I hope that you will watch the other videos in the marathon. Make sure you check them out. Lots of fun ones. We did different sizes, different materials. So yeah, enjoy. Like I said, we're going to cut and sew it in this video. If you haven't subscribed already, I would absolutely love if you did, and I hope you have a great day. Cutting this is going to be really simple. I've got a sheet of sublimated fabric, a zipper. I have this gate ring and screw-on grommet, and then I'll need a zipper pull and some rivets, but I'll grab those when I go to sew. Sorry. I've got Profuse from Walbuck and some water-resistant canvas from More Me Know. So I'm just going to do one layer of the Profuse on my sublimated fabric, and then the one layer of the water-resistant canvas as my lining. And I think that'll be a good thickness for it. Depending on the materials you're using, you might want to change some things, but I think it'll be easier if I interface my print first and then fuse it and cut it, just because of the fabric I'm using. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut. Where does it start? This way, maybe. It's in the center. Okay, I'm going to cut some of my woven interfacing. When you have like a directional pattern piece, just be mindful which way you're laying it. So I have the glue dots up, which is going to go on the back of my fabric. So I'll cut with the pattern piece right side up, and I'm just going to rough cut this because after I fuse it, I will be trimming it down. So just a rough cut for this will do. I'm also going to be cutting a wristlet strap. In the pattern, it has you make a 1/2 inch wristlet. I kind of want to do a 3/4. I'm not sure. I guess we could go with the pattern. So let me grab a ruler. I have so much stuff hanging here I need to take care of. Okay. We'll go ahead and do the 2 inch cut to make the 1/2 inch strap. So this one I really don't need to rough cut. I can cut it the actual size because it is just a rectangle, and then we'll trim that down after. Okay, already done this big old thing of woven interfacing. Something to be mindful of if you do sublimation is that your fabric can transfer a little when, not the fabric, your ink could transfer potentially when you are heat pressing to, man, words are hard for me today. It could transfer when you go to press, so just be mindful of that. I like to put scrap paper generally behind mine. I have a piece of butcher paper down right now, so I'm just gonna line these all up roughly, and then my interfacing was a little wrinkled, so I'll give it a second, make sure it's flat, and then we can actually press it. I'll grab this out of the package while that's doing that. And this is going to be really easy to cut too, but I don't want to press this too long. And just let it cool. Okay, so when you cut your lining, you're going to cut mirrored pieces. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut the back panel first. Sorry, every time I start recording, my nose decides it needs to run. It's like very aggravating for me too. Alright, so there's the back. And then we'll flip over the other two pieces. Well, actually, yeah. Water resistant canvas can be hard to tell the back and the front, which is right. You can wrinkle it and make some creases, and the side that the wrinkles like make marks is the back. But to be really honest with you, sometimes I just kind of go with whichever I think I like the look of better. I don't think it really matters. It's not like with waterproof canvas where you have like two very visible different sides. Okay, and then this one can just line up right into that diagonal. Okay, and you're done with your lining. Okay, back to my exterior. I'm going to cut the wristlet strap out first. My ruler shifted a tiny bit. Okay, so there is my wristlet. And then I'm going to attempt to keep this straight. This is the back panel. If you can't do the curves with the rotary cutter, definitely you can use a pen and trace those curves. I do it frequently. Nothing wrong with it. Oh, I completely forgot that side. Good job, Brittany. I was like, I'm pretty sure I passed it already. No, I did not. There we go. That is my back panel. Okay, so now we just need the front panels. And because I'm cutting from the back, they're going to be inverted. And I'm only cutting from the back because I have the interfacing back here so that way I can see what I'm doing. Okay, there is the front bottom. And the front top. So got it pretty close. So the zipper will go through there, which I guess I could go ahead and cut. All right, so we have the front and back pieces. I guess this green does not match like I thought it did. It's fine, I'm going with it. And then the zipper will be there in the center. Our screw-on grommet will go up in that corner. And then the wristlet will go on this gate ring and clip in. And we have our back. I'm not sure I want to put the rivets in just because I think I'm going to end up blocking little parts. But maybe I'll punch that out and see what I think, but we're ready to sew. Before we sew, we can go over the pieces we have. We have the wristlet strap. I went ahead and drew a line down the center. I have my zipper with the zipper pull attached. I have my screw on grommet. Have my gate ring I'm going to use. And then I have the exterior and lining for the front bottom, exterior and lining for the front top, exterior and lining for the back. So those are all of our pieces. I did punch holes here to see kind of where the rivets would go, but I was gonna end up with the rivets on the cats and I didn't want to do that. So I do need to figure out what I would like to use as a label And I was thinking maybe this tag, but where do I put it? Maybe right here. Well, I guess it'd have to be up a little. Sometimes figuring out where to put my tag is one of the more difficult things. I guess I could just put it on the back, maybe. Okay, we'll figure that out in a second. Or I guess I do kind of need to do that first. I'm going to do my wristlet strap first. So I'm just going to be folding into the center and then folding again. You can take 1/8 inch double-sided tape and put it close to the line on each side, and this will help hopefully keep it out of your seam allowance. Just be mindful with your machine and if it likes tape and whatnot. But I'll take the back of the tape off, fold in to the line. I'm going to try not to press real hard on the very ends because I will need to undo that. Or actually, yeah, no, I do. Okay, so I'm not gonna press right there. Okay, so then I will fold up. I like doing straps first just to get them like out of the way. I don't have to put my hardware on yet because the nature of it, I can slide it on after, but we do need to close our loop first. Okay, so you'll take and line up the ends. Tape's coming apart a little, that's okay. But we want to be able to sew these together. So I'll just put a clip there. We're gonna stitch together. I'm gonna do 1/4 of an inch. And it is a little awkward because it's trying to pull to the folds. So just make sure you have it laying flat. Okay, and then you can take and fold that seam open and lay everything flat. If you had hardware that wasn't a gate ring like I'm using, you would have needed to put it on there already. But then we're just going to stitch around on both edges. And I like to start and stop right where that seam is. If you're using vinyl, you don't have to sew it closed like this, but because I'm using a material that would fray, I don't want to leave anything raw edged. And then I'm just gonna jump over to the other side. Go ahead and seal that and then figure out which side you want to be the inside and the outside. Oh, this orange cat licking its butt is just too good to be put on the other side. Okay, so this gate ring, this is how it works. It like springs. So I just want to kind of see where I need to stitch to close that. Not close it, stitch it together, sorry. Okay. This ring is like gigantic, I feel, but it's fine. Okay, so now we're going to get to our actual assembly. We're going to take the exterior top front, want the zipper to close down, and I'm going to clip that on. You could leave the zipper pull off if you wanted and then put it on after you're done stitching. You could use tape here. You can baste this. It's up to you. And then you're going to lay the lining down and line that up. Okay, now seam allowance for this is 3/8. I really struggle with 3/8 on zippers. I'm not gonna lie, not good at it. Someday I might buy a zipper foot. We'll see. So what's gonna happen is if I don't do the 3/8, my front panel is going to be larger than the back panel, but that's okay because I can trim it down. I'm not worried about that. Now we're going to fold these right sides together, and I'm going to go ahead and clip so that I know they're even. And I'm just going to gently tug and fold. I'm going to top stitch. So since I did a 1/4 inch seam on my zipper, it just means my zipper tape's going to show a little bit more too, which I am fine with. I like showing it. Okay, if you're doing the rivets, you'll need to do those before you go further because you only want them in the front layer. Okay, so we want this to be like so. I'm gonna flip this and then just take a look at where it's gonna line up. And you have some room for adjustment with sewing the final seams together, so don't panic, but you definitely don't want it to be like lopsided. So let's see here. When I fold this down, that looks pretty good. I think I'm safe to continue. All right, and then match up the lining. And stitch. As always, when you sew past your zipper, just make sure you have the needle down when you lift the presser foot, or it will shift on you. And this side will get folded open as well. Go ahead and clip as needed. Again, I just like doing it so I know it's even when I pull on it. Oh, hi, George. And that is basically the front. Okay. So I need to figure out where my tag is going, and I do think that is a good spot, but then I'm also like, what if I put it like here diagonally with that? I think I like that. Okay, so I'll put a little tape there, and then I'll stitch that on. I'll just have to make sure that this is folded out of my way when I stitch it, which is not a problem. All right, let's see. There, looks good. Okay, I'm gonna pull this to the back before I get any further. Okay, this might be a little weird with the zipper. I'm just hand cranking because I didn't want to make it weird. Made it work. And knot off your threads. You can sew these tags on and backstitch if you absolutely don't want to knot your threads, but I do think it looks better. So I try whenever possible to do it this way. All right, there we go. So you're going to want to have your zipper open. Okay. Exterior back panel. Right sides together with the front. See how mine is a little bit longer? That's okay. I'm just going to line up the top. And sides. And then I'll use this back panel as my guide. Okay, and then we're going to stitch all the way around this. And then we will put the back panel on and leave an opening to turn. All right. So again, I'm going to use this back panel as my guide. We stitched around, and now we can take and flip this over to the lining side and put the lining right sides together. And then I'll go ahead and clip And we're going to be leaving a turn hole in this side, and it's up to you if you want to mark that or not, but we're going to leave it at the bottom. So let's see here. If we mark, you want about a 3-inch opening. So I'll mark there. I'm going to stitch on this side because I already have my stitch line that I want to follow. Something you can do too, when you're doing a turn hole. I don't normally do it, but I can't remember whose video or pattern I looked at the other day, and I was reminded of it, but I came in and stitched here, so that'll help fold that in later. Also, you can backstitch over the zipper teeth on either the exterior or the lining. I didn't do it on the front, so doing it here. Okay, and then when I get back to that other mark, I'll pivot in and do that again. Okay, I'm going to use my pinking shears to trim this down. And you just don't want to trim where your opening is. So right here, we won't trim there. You want to leave that seam allowance because we're going to need to stitch that closed. These scissors don't like these layers. I probably need to buy a pair of like Kai pinking shears. I should have done that when I saw them at Sew Expo, but I wasn't thinking. All I did was buy new pink scissors. Oh goodness. Yeah. Anyways, trim this off. Usually these scissors are great. Maybe I used them too much, and now they've just had enough. Who knows? Just gonna sweep all that. Okay, now we can turn this. We're gonna turn through the lining, I believe. Yeah, turn through the opening in the bottom. And this is where your material choices are going to either please you or haunt you. Or if you didn't make your turn hole big enough. Any of those things. Okay, so you don't have to worry about making it too perfect here. We just need to be able to close this opening. So you're going to fold that seam allowance in, and then you're just going to stitch as close to the edge as you can to close that turn hole. And if you want, you could put a woven label in there. So I'll do one just so you can see it. So now that's closed, you can turn the bag through your zipper opening now and flatten out those corners. I'm going to use my screwdriver to help poke curves and edges. And then you do have a little bit of bulk right here from that seam. You just want to get everything as flat as possible. It's so cute. Oh, I actually, holy crap. I didn't try to do this. I probably should have, but wow. Go me. All right. So I should have marked this ahead of time, but I am just going to take and wing it. Okay, so I'm going to take apart, maybe I won't be using this. Oh boy. That's funny. I have other grommets. I had bought these so long ago. It looks like the screws are actually stripped, and I just opened that package. So I have these. Don't love them, but I have, I'll have to set it with a hammer. But if I just take and line this up on the edge here, where I think I want it to go. So, like, I can feel my seam allowance. I'm just making it so it's right inside of it. Making a mark. And then I usually use the one hole punch, but I have this crocodile and it has a little bit of a bigger opening to punch. So sometimes I'll just make like 2 holes with that. And from there, I can start cutting. I really like the little blue scissors that come with Brother and Border machines, but my daughter runs off with them. So these really sharp, nice little Kais will do me just great. Okay, so you want to keep your layers together. You don't want to end up with it shifting, so I'm trying to hold it all together here. And you could use like some fray check. Okay, so when you're doing these grommets, this side you'll put in first, and then you lay it in here, and you have this part sticking up, and you use this, and then you'll hammer it. I'm not going to do it on camera because it's ridiculously loud, and you want to use like good force, because what happens is this wraps it around. So I'm going to do that and finish up the bag, but this will then clip into there. I'm probably going to regret. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So this is basically what it'll look like done, except those won't be dangling. So I hope you enjoyed. Definitely check out the rest of the marathon videos. I hope you have a great day. Bye.